Jeff Bezos, the richest man on Earth. But this story did not begin with success. There was a time when he was afraid Amazon would fail, so afraid that he secretly prepared Plan B. This is not a motivational story. This is the real cost of building an empire. And it all started with a decision that could have destroyed everything. Welcome to Empire of Legends, the home of extraordinary journeys. Tonight, we walk through the life of a man who rose from a broken childhood to reshape the world. A man who changed how we shop, how we read, and how we may one day reach the stars. This is the story of Jeff Bezos.
January 12th, 1964. Albuquerque, New Mexico. A baby named Jeffrey Preston Jorgensen opens his eyes for the first time, unaware that destiny has chosen him for greatness. But his beginning was anything but great. Jeff's mother, Jackie, was just 17, a teenager fighting society's judgment. His father, Ted Jorgensen, struggled with alcohol. The marriage cracked, and before Jeff could even speak, his father walked out of his life. No money, no stability, no father. Just a young mother holding a child with an uncertain future. But the universe was preparing someone who would enter Jeff's life and change everything. A few years later, Miguel meets Mike Bezos, a Cuban immigrant who arrived in America with nothing but 3 shirts, 3 pairs of pants, and hope. He adopts Jeff, gives him his name, and most importantly, the belief that anything is possible. Little Jeff begins to show signs of unusual intelligence. When he was 3, he tried to take apart his own crib with a screwdriver, not because he was naughty, but because he wanted a proper bed. He filled his room with gadgets, wires, alarm systems. At 10, he built a homemade burglar alarm to keep his siblings out. This wasn't normal curiosity. This was the beginning of a mind built for invention. And yet, Jeff's curiosity was only getting started. Soon, it would turn into ambition.
As a teenager, Jeff was unstoppable. He devoured books, built science projects, and dreamed of space. At 16, Jeff took a job at McDonald's, but he wasn't flipping burgers for money. He was studying systems, robotics, timing, efficiency. He watched how machines failed and how processes were fixed. That same year, he created a summer camp called the Dream Institute. He taught kids about black holes, nuclear physics, and future technologies. He charged $600 per student and launched his first real business. But Jeff's real journey begins when he walks into one of the world's most powerful universities. Jeff enters Princeton University, the temple of genius. He studies electrical engineering and computer science. But something unexpected happens. Jeff realizes he may never become a NASA astronaut. His eyesight, his height, his qualifications, everything seems to stand in the way. But Jeff didn't quit dreaming. He simply changed the dream. After Princeton, he joins Wall Street. His rise is so fast they call him a prodigy. At D.E. Shaw, he becomes the youngest vice president. Everyone believes Jeff is destined for a safe, rich corporate life. Everyone, except Jeff himself. Because one morning, a single statistic would hit him like lightning, and Jeff Bezos would walk away from everything.
Jeff reads a report. The internet is growing at 2,300% per year. 2,300%, a number that changes his life forever. He builds a framework he calls the regret minimization model. If he looks back at age 80, what decision will he regret more? Staying safe or chasing the unknown? Jeff resigns. His boss begs him to stay, but Jeff's heart is already far ahead. But what Jeff chooses to do next seems ridiculous to everyone. Jeff and his wife drive to Seattle. Jeff begins building an online bookstore from a small garage. His desk? A door placed on 4 wooden blocks because that was all he could afford. He names the company Amazon, a river so large no one could ignore it. Orders come slowly, then faster, then too fast for the system to handle. Jeff and his team rush to pack books by hand. Machines fail, software crashes, but Jeff keeps going, fueled by a fire no one else sees. But success always attracts storms, and the biggest storm the internet had ever seen was coming. The world goes mad for internet companies. Stocks explode. Jeff becomes one of the youngest billionaires. Then, everything crashes. The dot-com bubble bursts. Amazon stock falls 90%. Newspapers mock him. Analysts say Amazon will die. They call it Amazon.bomb. But Jeff smiles. He says only one thing: we are willing to be misunderstood for a very long time. And while the world laughed, Jeff was secretly planning a revolution. Jeff expands Amazon beyond books, electronics, toys, groceries, fashion, everything. Then he launches Amazon Web Services, a cloud computing service no one understands, except Jeff. AWS becomes Amazon's golden engine. The company rises from near death to global dominance. Next comes Kindle, a device that changes reading forever, and Amazon Prime, promising fast delivery like the world had never seen. But Jeff's dreams did not end on Earth. He wanted to go where very few dared to go. Jeff secretly builds a space company called Blue Origin. Its motto, Gradatim ferociter, step by step, ferociously. He dreams of millions of people living in space. He builds rockets, fails, rebuilds, sends humans to space. In 2021, Jeff Bezos finally reaches the edge of space. A boy who was abandoned, now touching the stars. But while Jeff was soaring in the sky, his personal life was falling apart. Jeff and Mackenzie divorce. It becomes one of the largest settlements in history. Critics attack Amazon's labor policies. Politicians accuse Amazon of becoming too powerful. Jeff steps down as CEO. He decides to focus on philanthropy, environment, and space. But Jeff Bezos wasn't done. His ultimate legacy was still being built. Today, Jeff Bezos works on projects that will outlive him. The 10,000-year clock, the Earth Fund, Blue Origin's mission to build a future beyond Earth. His net worth rises and falls, but his impact remains untouchable. From a broken childhood to a world-changing empire, Jeff Bezos proves that greatness does not come from where you start, but from how far you are willing to go. Thank you for watching this journey into the life of Jeff Bezos. If you believe more people should know stories of ambition and greatness, subscribe to Empire of Legends, where every story ignites the legend within you.